Well, praise the Lord, hallelujah, and thank you, Jesus. It's around that time right here on KAZ Radio where I have one of my most favorite shows, Encouraging Voices with Lanatha Johnson. Take it away, Lanatha.
Great day. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you all for tuning in to Encouraging Voices with myself, podcast host Lanatha Johnson. Thank you, Mr. Larry James, for having me once again. And today I have a guest. Now, we know we're coming into the holiday season, and I always talk about abuse and neglect and things of that nature. But today we're going to turn the tables. We're going to talk about Christmas and the holiday season and some of the great things that's coming up. And I have a special guest with me, Miss Kim Supermutt Goodman.
Hello.
Hey, Kim, how's it going?
Good.
What we talking about today? Kim got some great things. I'm not going to interrupt her, but she got a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to let Kim talk about some of the things that she has going on as far as Christmas wrapping paper, neon. Kim, share what you have.
Yeah, I work for the Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless, NEOC for short. And I manage the street newspaper called the Cleveland Street Chronicle. And I also sit on the board. This is the third year we have the holiday campaign. It's called Up Homelessness. And if anybody that's not familiar with the paper, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the paper before I go into the wrapping paper. The Cleveland Street Chronicle is a newspaper created by the Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless. They publish it. The articles in this paper is written by homeless, formerly homeless, and people who live in poverty. So what we do is we give people who are homeless, formerly homeless, people who live in poverty, that includes the elderly and the disabled, the opportunity to share their stories, their knowledge, their ideals, their poems, their artwork, recipes, or whatever they want to share with a diverse group of readers. And then we also allow people in the same community the opportunity to get a job vending the paper. Anyone that wants to sell the paper that is homeless, formerly homeless, or live in poverty can contact NEOC. And I'll come in and I will train the person, give them 10 free papers to get them started. And they can have their own small, independent, micro, mini enterprise. NEOC is like the wholesale warehouse where the people come to buy the papers wholesale. And then they take it onto the street and they sell it and earn an income for themselves. All the proceeds that NEOC goes back to NEOC, the wholesale price goes back to NEOC to help the current outdoor homeless. So we give a lot of people who are homeless, formerly homeless, and low income the opportunity not only to earn an income for themselves, but to have a voice in the community. Too many times people who are homeless, formerly homeless, and live in poverty, they have talents, gifts, skills, ideas, but many times they just lack the resources and the courage to act on their ideals, dreams, and talents. So this paper is like an opportunity to get someone out into society and share their knowledge or a skill. Now, the special part about the holidays is we create a new paper every year called Up Homelessness. And in this paper is 4 sheets of wrapping paper that people can, when you buy the paper, you get free wrapping paper. And each wrapping paper is designed by someone who has lived experience of homelessness or is homeless or someone who lives in poverty. And it gives an artist an opportunity to do something positive, maybe put in a portfolio or something to add to a resume. This year, we have 4 sheets of wrapping paper. This one right here is called the Christmas Rottweilers. This one is designed by me.
That's unique.
And I drew Rottweilers because a lot of people are scared of Rottweilers and don't like Rottweilers, and they think that they're just vicious dogs. So I put them with a gift, make them look cute, put one in a Santa hat sticking out of a chimney to kind of like show people that all Rottweilers are not bad. The second wrapping paper design is the Cleveland Monsters, Monsters Hockey. Usually drawing someone's logo is copyright infringement. So don't try this at home. But I have special permission from the Monsters Hockey franchise to draw their logo. So this is cool. And last week I was down there selling it at the hockey game. I didn't get that many responses yet, but someone else is going to do it again.
So each one of those designs, you drew those?
Yeah, I drew both
She's
of
very
these.
creative.
Both of these I drew.
She's a good artist. She's a good artist.
Yep, just both of these. Now, there are two more that are in the wrapping paper. And this one is like the Christmas cats. This one is designed, I think, by a little girl.
That is so unique.
One of our vendors, Angelo, I think his granddaughter did this one. And this one, the fourth one, I have no idea who designed this one.
Let's say happy holidays.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it says happy holidays on it. So these are the 4 sheets of wrapping paper you get this year. The wrapping paper design, whoever is interested, can be bought at 4 locations right now. One is Loganberry Books, 13015 Larchmere Boulevard, Cleveland, Ohio, 44120. It can also be bought at 5 Points Coffee and Tea, 3600 West Park Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44111. Macbacks Books on Coventry, 1820 Coventry Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, 44118. And Upcycle Part Shop, 6419 St. Clair, Cleveland, Ohio, 44103. Now you can always buy the paper at the West Side Market. And while you're there, pick up some exotic fruit and fresh meat.
She works at the West Side Market also.
Yep, I also work at the West Side Market. Most weekday mornings you can find me there. Now, with the wrapping paper, if you decide to get some wrapping paper, we do like to see how our wrapping paper has been used. So if you want to share it on social media, use the hashtag #WrapUpHomelessness 2021. And if you're a business and would like to carry our paper in your store, contact NEOC. If you're a business or organization and you want to buy papers in bulk to pass out to your employees or customers, contact NEOC. The Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless. The website is www.neoch.org. The phone number is 216-432-0540. And the paper is not just a holiday paper. You can actually buy the paper all year round, usually at the West Side Market and in downtown Cleveland. The Wrap Up Homelessness is an annual holiday campaign. And the good thing about this wrapping paper is earth-friendly and recyclable. Now, the paper is published all year round. It usually it's a new issue out usually every 3 months. So once the holidays are over, continue to buy the paper, support the vendors and the contributors. And when you buy the paper, don't just buy it to support the vendor financially. Actually take time to sit down and read the articles, read the poems, read the recipes, look at the artwork. Because the writers and the artists, they put in a lot of hard work, and they proudly share their knowledge and their gifts, their talents, and skills. Your interest in reading the paper will motivate someone, and you might even learn a thing or two along the way. In this day and age of digital downloads, electronic literature, let's not forget about the good old-fashioned printed literature. Everyone loves to watch videos. Videos are good, but let's not forget about reading. Let's make reading cool again.
I like that. I read the NEOC. I've been knowing Kim for how many years?
A very long time.
I met Kim. Again, she shared how she became a member of NEOC. Kim herself has been through some storms in her life. I met Kim when I was driving for the public transportation. Kim, did you used to ride my bus?
Yes.
At night. Oh, she taught me most of the routes when it was time for me to learn some of the routes. She was actually my instructor. And when I left the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority, she thought she was no longer going to see me anymore after that. But I told her she's part of my family now. So my family knows her. They love her. She thought, again, that we were not going to be friends. Everybody who leave RTA, she don't see them no more. But we continue to stay in contact. She still helped me out with a lot of projects. And, I always try to support Kim in any way possible. I'm going to buy some of those papers. How do I purchase them in bulk? I just purchased them from you.
Yeah, you can purchase them from me.
Okay, because I can buy bulk and pass them out to my colleagues at work.
Okay.
And some of the customers maybe slide it in their bag. But they may not let me do that. But, yeah, like Kim was sharing, the writers, you have a lot of people who's gifted, has talents, but they don't have no support system, no resources that they could go to. But if you have a small group like is it NEOC? How many years NEOC?
NEOC has been around since the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
But street newspapers wasn't introduced until like the early 90s.
Because it used to be called something else.
It used to be called the Homeless Grapevine.
Oh, yeah, that's what I remembered. And they recently changed it to the Street Chronicle.
Well, the Homeless Grapevine went under, and Cleveland Street Chronicle was reincarnated as the new street newspaper.
But again, there's a lot of good stories. Like Kim said, you can learn a lot from people. Some people look at homeless people like, they're lazy. You're homeless because you're lazy, or it's something that you didn't want to do. You're out there for whatever reason. You should just go out there and get a job. You have to understand, everybody is in situations due to something that was beyond their control. So when you see someone out there that's homeless, don't be so quick to pass judgment.
Yeah,
don't be so quick to pass judgment, because you never know how a person ended up in the situation that they're in.
Yeah, but see, a lot of the people who face homelessness has dealt with traumatic passes. They had trauma in their life. Mm-hmm. A lot of them out there have special needs of some kind or undiagnosed disabilities. There's a whole lot of mental illness out there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the mental illness is caused by abuse and neglect from their past.
Absolutely. And I talk about that. Some people always, they have negative feelings about being abused.
Yeah.
You're an adult. You could be in your 20s or whatever, and you're still at home being abused by your parents. But like Kim shared, she talks about this a lot. She has books. I wish you would have brought some of your books with you too. She write books, and she talk about the autism spectrum disorder.
Autism and abuse.
Yeah.
Because see, most of the time when people talk about abuse, they talk about a neurotypical child.
Mm-hmm.
When they talk about autism, they usually talk about a child who is well cared for and loved by their parents and family. Rarely do anyone talks about someone abusing a child on the autism spectrum.
Mm-hmm. See, and a lot of times people just wonder why some children go out there in the streets and become destructive. And it's because they've been abused by their parents. Some parents have children, and I talked about this in a past show, that some parents don't know how to accept the fact that their child is different, and they don't know how to treat that child. I don't like the term disability, but I call it, having a difference.
It is actually a label for the child to get the help that they need. But it's society that looks at it as a label of something negative, being defective.
Right.
It was actually a disability, was just a labeling so that the child can receive the right support and help they need, whether it's in school or through a therapy program.
Okay.
And then the bad thing about child abuse is that when a child is being abused at home, once they turn 18 or graduate from high school, they're expected to go out into this world and function like a regular adult that's been well cared for, that's 100% neurotypical, and they face the world alone. Because only the society holds them responsible for their own healing. So if you've been abused and neglected and cast out into the street as a young adult, especially those in foster care.
Yeah.
Because on the child's 18th birthday, they age out of foster care.
See.
And most of the time they tell them, go down to central intake and apply for a shelter bed. So on the child's 18th birthday, congratulations, here's a street card, which is something that's given out by our job, by my job. It has a list of resources that help homeless and low-income people find the services they may need. It has medical professionals, meal sites, drop-in centers. And the kid usually receives that on the 18th birthday. Happy birthday, you're homeless.
Right. Tell us what neurotypical is, because some people may not be familiar with that term.
Okay, neurotypical is a person who is free from disabilities and disorders. It's like a person that's non-disabled.
But I think a lot of us are different in our own unique way. Some things you know how to do, I don't know how to do it. But society will look at it like, oh, you're different, but you should know how to do that because you're an adult. Yeah. No, we don't know how to do everything. And then there's this other term, Asperger's
syndrome.
Yes.
That's no longer a term now.
Oh,
See, it used to be, Asperger's syndrome used to be a term for high-functioning autism.
Okay.
See, each autism used to have their own name. So after they created the last medical book, the diagnostic medical book, they updated the term and they call it all autism spectrum disorder.
So Asperger's fall under
autism. Yeah, it's like high functioning.
And see, a lot of people don't understand that either. High functioning, the autism, because there's a lot of people out here who's on an autism spectrum.
Yeah.
But you can't tell.
No.
You can't tell. You would think they're normal, like you said, neurotypical.
Yep.
But I always ask the question, what defines normal?
And see, most people, when they use that term normal,
Mm-hmm.
that's just a way of saying like the majority.
Right. But most of the time when you see a quote-unquote normal person, they go out there and commit the most heinous crimes.
Because they're trying to live up to society's standards.
Your neurotypical people?
Yeah, they want to be society acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't do that because people might say this or might say that or might think this or might think that.
Yep.
And that's just like when people are abused and neglected. You can't expect someone who was never taught and properly loved to go out there and function like the abuse never happened.
Absolutely.
When you have a person who have a child, it could be a neurotypical child or a child with a disability or autism or whatever. Most of the time, a caring parent would take the time to teach and guide their child. They will warn them about dangers in the world. If they want to do something that's dangerous, they'll stop them. And most of the time, they'll do anything just to see their child happy. But if you were abused and neglected, there's a lot of things you didn't learn. So you're actually going out into society ignorant to society standards. And that puts you in a lot of danger because most of the lessons that you learn the hard way out of ignorance. Because you have no one to teach you and guide you.
Right.
Then when you screw up, people are going to say, oh, you should have known better.
Exactly.
Well, the person didn't know any better because they wasn't taught like you were.
Or they say you're old enough to know better.
Yep.
No. We're adults.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I'm addicted to learning.
Yep.
I don't care what age you are. You always have to be ready to learn new things. And again, that neurotypical, some people they might not be familiar with that term.
Yeah.
But again, you're quote unquote normal people. But if you know someone who's on an autism spectrum disorder, they are the most kind-hearted people.
Yep.
And you would never know. But they get taken advantage of.
Yep.
Because of their kindness.
Yep.
And
then they also get looked down on because of their bluntness. Because see, people on the autism spectrum, they're openly honest.
Openly.
So you could say, how do you
honest.
think I look in these jeans? Oh, you're like a fat hippo.
And that's being honest.
And the person looking at it, oh, you just insulted that person. You were supposed to say they look nice just to, be polite. But they was just saying how they felt, which was blunt honestness.
And you have most children, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But if it comes from a child, they'll say, oh, they're a little kid. They'll laugh a little and say they didn't know any better. But if it's an adult, then they're going to say, oh, he should have known better or she should have known better.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we talk about the homelessness. Kim talking about the homelessness. Don't look at people. That's why I always say, go out there. Don't just, if you're blessed and highly favored, all you blessed and highly favored people, when you go out there and you see someone asking for change or anything, don't look at them like it's their fault or they made the decision to be homeless. Look at them as a child of God because that's who they are. You have your blessings. You're blessed and highly favored. If you have anything to give a person, give them a smile. If you don't have no money or anything, give them a smile. Give them a kind word. Give them some type of encouragement. And leave it at that. Don't look at someone who's less fortunate than you. Don't look at them like they chose to live that way. Because like Kim shared, it comes from being abused. Again, I share my story, and I could have easily fallen into a situation where, the mental stress of my abuse, it could have very well caused me to be out there and just completely give up on life. But I didn't. I prayed and I found ways to not go out there and be homeless. It was a hard journey, and I'm still on that journey. But abuse is one of is a lot of reasons why people are homeless, but abuse is one of those reasons why a person is homeless. And I appreciate Kim for sharing the Street Chronicle. Please, by all means, like she said, find you where?
The
at
West
the
Side
West Side
Market.
Market.
There's vendors downtown at times.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's possible, support the paper as opposed to supporting a panhandler.
Right. And don't look at it as panhandling, because it's not panhandling.
No,
like Kim
selling the
explained
paper is not panhandling, but it's better to buy a paper from someone that's selling a paper than it is to just give to someone shaking a cup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even if when you get cornered by a person shaking a cup, you might not want to give to them because you think they're going to go out and buy drugs or alcohol. But just kindly just say, no, thank you, I don't have cash, you don't carry cash, you just walk away.
Mm-hmm. Don't be so quick to judge.
Don't be like F off loser or whatever,
right.
Say something derogatory, because they're already broken.
Exactly.
Even if they're going to buy drugs or alcohol, they're probably buying it to cover up the pain that they're dealing with anyway.
Absolutely.
Alcohol and drugs is not the problem to their pain, but that might be what is keeping them alive at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They might be trying to figure out, do I want to kill myself or do I want to live?
Absolutely.
Let me go hit this rock. Let me go drink this beer.
Pray for them. If you don't have anything to give them, just like I said, a word of encouragement. Pray for them. Tell them, no, I don't have anything at this time, but I will pray for you. Whether they want to receive that or not. And don't say it just to be saying it. Pray for them, because you never know. God hears prayers. God hears prayers, and he answers them. So, Kim, I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for coming on to Encouraging Voices, sharing the Street Chronicle. Go out there. Let's see those papers again. I'm going to buy a few because I got some gifts to wrap. It's very creative with the wrapping paper. Again, Kim is an artist, and she drew those. She hand drew these. They're so cute with the little Rottweiler sitting in the little box, the little gift box. Happy holidays, Clee. I love it. So this is art, like Kim shared. You have people out there who have gifts, and this is one way. This is one way that they are able to share their gifts with others. So support Street Chronicles, support NEOC. If you don't do anything, if you don't buy Street Chronicle, just donate. How long have NEOC? You said since the 80s?
Yep. Since
so
the late
this
80s.
Is a reputable organization who has been helping homeless people for X amount of years, since the late 80s. So NEOC, is it NEOC?
Yeah, NEOC.
NEOC.com.
NEOG,
NEOCH.org.
Yep.
So click on to that link, www.neoc.org, and support the organization, because they are doing some great things with people who are underprivileged. NEOC.org. Buy the Street Chronicle. Support the vendors and get your uniquely hand-designed wrapping paper.
Yep. Our purpose at NEOC is to help people who are homeless, formerly homeless, live in poverty, to live up to their God-given talents and share their knowledge with the world. Absolutely. God bless you all. This is Lanatha J. of Encouraging Voices. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, all you blessed and highly favored people, it is the holiday season. We always say Jesus is the reason for the season. Well, show Jesus how much you love him and love what he created. Don't go out there and just be blessed. Go out there and be a blessing.